Today we're going to be looking at trophic levels and how as you go up the food chain, you begin to get less and less energy in the organisms. The first thing we're going to refresh ourselves is where does all energy come from? Trophic levels. What happens to energy as it moves in a food chain? All energy comes from the sun. The sun is compressed of highly reactive gases that puts out energy and light. This light then travels to Earth and is picked up by producers and converted to glucose, which is then consumed by organisms. So what happens as we get away from the sun? We get the idea that grass takes in, and plants and producers take in all the sunlight. But what happens after that as you move up levels in the food chains? Let's observe and see where all that energy goes. As you move up the food chain, the amount of energy becomes less, only gain about 10% per level. The rest is lost as heat or growth. Organisms that are not producers cannot make their own glucose. That means they have to go hunt it themselves. The glucose that they capture is typically used in movement, hunting, growth, or to maintain regular body temperature. You have to lose something to gain something. Mammals use glucose in order to maintain a nice 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit body temperature. This allows them to stay warm. Well, maybe this is just a little extreme, but you get the idea. So obviously, as we're going up the food chain, we're getting less energy. So we need to have different labels to decide where an organism fits on the food chain and be able to describe the amount of energy it has. Let's take a look at it. How do we classify where an organism falls in a food chain or food web? What it ate before decides where it falls. For this next section, you're going to get a handy little chart. I would recommend leaving a good amount of space in it so that way you're able to copy down all of them. About 8 to 10 lines might do. You can draw the little pictures if you want or use the words, whichever is going to be most helpful to you. At the first level, we have plants, which are producers. Second level, we have the first eaters, or primary consumers. Next come the secondary consumers, followed by the tertiary consumers, and lastly, the quaternary consumers. Here's a handy chart so you can keep track of how much energy is gained each trophic level. This is an example. Notice how the decimal moves with each trophic level. The question that I leave you tonight with is, do different producers have different varying amounts of energy? For example, does grass have more glucose in it than, say, a potato? We'll find out tomorrow, and you may have to do a little bit of outside research. Look forward to seeing you.